It's hard to explain, but I feel like 2024 is going to be an amazing year. Well, that didn't age well. Hey, what's the word, players? I hope you had a great Christmas. It's that time once again where we do another Wordplay Wrap-Up, where we look back at the year, what were my personal games of 2024, and what can we look forward to in 2025. Let's start with the positives first, and I thought it would be great to start with the games. Dude, I've played so many great games this year. I wish I just had a chance to cover more of them in my word of mouth series, which I'll get into later as to why I didn't. Some highlights of games that were released in 2024 that I had a chance to play were Tekken 8, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, Emio the Smiling Man, Metaphor ReFantasio, Persona 3 Reload, Infinity Nikki, and of course, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. And even though these last two don't count as games but more game adjacent, I also had a chance to attend the Sonic Symphony and got to see Sonic 3 in theaters. This year I also got to be part of the closed beta for 2XKO, formerly known as Project L, and Infinity Nikki. I also got to be a part of the open beta for Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. I cannot wait for 5 Revo and for the new Virtua Fighter. I also got to tackle my backlog, but not by much, admittedly. One of the things I am happy about is that I finally beat Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I got the bad ending about a year ago, and after reading the steps it would take to get the good ending, I was like, nope, I'm out, I'm done, ready to move on. This year I decided to go back and actually get the good ending, did it, and I'm so happy to finally beat that game. I'm still going through the Yakuza / Like a Dragon series. Currently, I'm on Kiwami 2. This year I also really got into the Atelier series. I've started with Sophie 1, and now I'm currently on Aisha. There is a new game coming out next year that I'm really looking forward to. There's no way I'm going to be able to complete this whole series before I get to that game, but I want to try to play as many of these games as possible because it's pretty fun. While not exactly video game related, but I guess there's still some overlap, I started really getting serious about learning Japanese this year. I'll save more details on a separate video because I want to detail the process of what that was like. So I will just leave it at I'm having a lot of fun with the process and I'm learning a lot. So now I'll talk about the things that happened with content creating this year. One of the highlights is that I finally hit my 100th video milestone this year. So before I go any further, if you watched from the very beginning or you just started watching the channel, regardless, thank you for watching any of these videos. It means a ton and it's great to be able to share this milestone with you, so thank you very much. Another thing that happened is that I started a new series called Fighting Game or Bible Verse. If you didn't see those videos, how it went is that I went to Fighting Game Majors, Frosty Fausting, and Combo Breaker, and I played a game with the players that were there. How it went was that I would realign, and then the player had to guess if there was a line from a fighting game, whether it be a win quote or a bit of lore, whatever, or if it was a verse out of the Bible. I had a lot of fun making those series, and I definitely want to continue making more of those. Plus, it was a pretty creative way to share the gospel within the FGC. In 2024, I also did an experiment. See, when my goal was to hit 100 videos, my focus was to just create videos on whatever came to mind. Now, since I had a chance to create my first 100 videos, I did a soft rebrand. How it went was that this channel would be focused on fighting game content and Christianity. Meanwhile, my other channel, Wordplay Plays, would be focused on anything that's not fighting game related, be it the JRPGs, platformers, indie games, obscure games, retro games, and also Christianity. So in other words, same energy, prices involved with both channels, it's just the game genres are different. The reason for this change was I noticed that with other content creators that I follow, that there's not a lot of overlap between those that make fighting game content and those that make stuff on Nintendo, platformers, JRPGs, etc. There are exceptions, of course, like Maximilian Dude, for example, but the thing is, he's kind of an outlier because he's had over a decade of building up an audience that have grown to like him just for who he is. So he can play anything from fighting games to Final Fantasy VII related stuff or other stuff that he's interested in. Now, between you and me, we know that people can like multiple genres, but in the terms of the YouTube algorithm, I want to make sure that the videos that I make reach the most amount of people possible. So people that like fighting game content have a go-to channel for that, and those that like JRPGs, platformers, all that stuff I mentioned, also have a channel that they can go to. Meanwhile, Jesus Christ remains a presence in both channels. Now, as you can understand, this is a lot of work trying to manage 2 channels, and it's too early to say if this was a success or a failure this year because I hadn't had a chance to make as many videos as I would like to this year. So next year is where I really want to start pushing and creating content for both channels in the direction that I'd like to see them to go, and then make a judgment call if this is something I want to continue to do or if I go back to just having one channel. So we'll see. Speaking of Christianity and gaming and content creating, I do want to do a quick plug for 2 creators that I want to highlight this year. One is PY Crossup. He is a brother in Christ who is also a creator who plays Dragon Ball fighting games such as Fighters and Sparking Zero, and he also creates memes in the hopes of sharing the gospel with people. Another creator is Christian Fighting Game Community. As the name suggests, this is led by a brother in Christ who plays fighting games and shares the gospel through fighting games. I'll link their socials down in the description below if you'd like to give them a follow. So earlier I alluded that 2024 was not quite the amazing year that I had hoped. I shared some small details here and there in the community post, but I didn't really talk about too much because I know that you that are watching, you may also have some things that are going through, and I didn't want to burden you with stuff that's going on with me. But I will admit there were some challenges this year. Some of them include challenges with my car, where I, for some reason, this year was just a year of car issues just all throughout the year. Biggest one being my clutch, and if you've ever driven a stick shift, you know how expensive those things could be. So between car repair costs throughout the year and unexpected, unforeseen costs, really ate into our budget this year. This unfortunately meant that my wife and I were not able to travel to Japan, which was one of my goals that I made last year. This year I was also experiencing some reoccurring, concerning health issues. It got bad to a point where I was kind of forced to take a break from content creating until I saw a doctor and addressed what was going on. The good news is that I'm feeling much better health-wise. I'm hoping that this continues into 2025 and beyond. And just to spin some things around, even though my wife and I were not able to travel to Japan this year, this at least gives me more time to learn the language. So when we do get to travel there, I'll be much more better equipped to speak and read the language. I think I only met one goal for 2024, which was to reach my 100th video. But considering how crazy this year was, I'm totally okay with that. I'll just take that as a victory. That said, these are the things I'm looking forward to in 2025. One thing is, I want to continue to grow in my Japanese studies. Specifically, I want to be able to confidently go through a game entirely in Japanese, and I want to be able to read Bible verses out of my Japanese Bible. For the YouTube channels, I want this channel, the Wordplay, to reach 135 videos. For the Wordplay Plays, the other channel, I want that to hit 25 videos. When it comes to content creating, I try not to focus on numbers that I can't control, being view counts or subscriber count, which is why I focus on the number of videos that I can make. Even if I don't meet these upload numbers by the end of the year, I want to at least try my best to get close. Another goal I have is to travel outside of the country. I've never left the US, and while Japan was not able to be a thing this year, hopefully we can make that a reality in 2025, or at the very least, if that's a later goal, travel somewhere outside of the country. I'm really looking forward to not only Virtua Fighter 5 Revo and to hear more about the upcoming new Virtua Fighter game, but I'm also looking forward to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I don't want to give away too much in case this falls through for whatever reason, but I do have some Virtua Fighter content planned in the future. There are so many games that I've been meaning to do a word of mouth video on. Word of mouth is my first impressions series, and I want to start tackling that list. I also would like to stream more. I've streamed once in a blue moon here on YouTube and on Twitch through multi-streaming, and I've had a lot of fun with those streams. Personally, I find that I like making videos a little bit more, but I do want to get into live streaming more. I just need to figure out a schedule that works where I can balance my other real life priorities, responsibilities, and make it so that my streaming schedule doesn't interfere with making videos. So want to try to get that figured out so that hopefully in between uploads that we'll have some streams. The last goal that I have is to do a collab on a video or a project. I'm not going to focus too heavily on this goal because I already have a hard time trying to find the time to make videos, so trying to coordinate with another creator might be a little challenging. But if the opportunity presents itself and it's doable, I think that'd be dope. I would love to give it a shot. And I think that covers everything. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. It really means a ton. 2024 might have been a challenging year for me personally, but here's hoping 2025 is much better. I hope that 2025 goes great for you as well. Let me know down below if you have any goals that you have for 2025. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, down in the description will be a link to our church locator. If you want to hang out, link to my Discord is also down below. I know I keep saying this, but seriously, thank you so much for watching. Here's the 2025. Until next time, GG, GB, peace.